Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and I'm so excited to be presenting for the Funky Junkie today. The new Stampers Anonymous Festive Collage just caught my eye, and I had to do another set of cards. I did a set recently with the Botanical Collage that I'll link to in the comments below, so you can check that out. So again, here is that gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. And so again, I made tags out of the two smaller cards for my cards, and then I did full front cards using the larger images. So again, I'm also coloring a piece that I'm going to use to make an envelope. So again, I'm ink smooshing. I always ink smoosh. So I use the old paper and pumice stone on this. So again, you can see you just kind of lay it down and then run your finger through and then just start dipping and drying and dipping and drying until you get the color that you want. So again, I like to have a base color, kind of an odd, different color before I start stamping my images. And what I really liked about this set, I used the new watercolor distress pencils, and it came out so soft and muted. I just thought it was just really cool against this great background here. So again, I'm going to set the larger piece aside and I'm going to stamp my pieces. So again, this I did selective coloring on the stamp set. So you can see I've used archival barn door and hickory smoke on this, and then I'm going to color them in. And so here I am pulling out the Rustic Wilderness pencil, watercolor pencil. So I'm kind of coloring in the pieces. I love the way this is turning out. I just really, really pleased with this. So I also used the barn door, which is kind of the red on here. So again, I colored all of these in, and then I snagged my watercolor brush and just kind of softened everything in. So there I am with my watercolor brush. And again, I didn't want to get too much water on here. I was using Distress Heavyweight cardstock. So again, it'll handle the water. But again, I wanted to make sure I didn't get too much on there. So you can see here I'm kind of selective coloring as well against that great background. Those are my favorite colors, the old paper and the pumice stone to use for backgrounds. So again, here I am pulling out that barn door distress pencil, watercolor pencil, and I'm coloring those in. So again, once I'm happy with it, I'll kind of move on. Now I'm going to stamp the tags. Like I say, there are two smaller stamps in there that I started by just selectively inking again and then stamping. And again, I am using archival. It just tends to work better because I'm going to do my ink smooshing on top of this again to get the background color in. So again, that's a piece of heavyweight distress cardstock there that I'm working on. So again, I really enjoy doing these sets. I just think it's kind of fun, and these collage sets that he's coming out with lately are just, so easy to work with and so much fun. So again, I'll stamp that, and you can see I've got the different colors on there. And the next thing I need to do is do the ink smooshed background. So I've got my pumice stone and my old paper here, and I'm spritzing it with water, running my finger through so that I don't get the ink pad lines. And so I want to make sure that I have enough of the tag colored that I can cover the tag when I cut it out. So again, just kind of adding a few more drips here. So I did the same with the other smaller image as well. So here I've got that large 8.5 by 8.5 piece. And again, you can look at your envelope punch board and figure out where you need to score it to make an appropriate box. And again, what I did was I did this scoring at 3 3/4 on the 8.5 piece square piece of paper. And so I'm kind of punching in and cutting here. And I'm going to add a 1/4 inch line, and you'll see that a little bit later. For right now, I'm going to kind of add some musical notes here on the front as a background. And again, I'm using hickory smoke, just kind of stamping it randomly. And then there's that musical note stamp set again. And I'm going to go ahead and add background to all of my card fronts. So again, I like to just kind of selectively stamp, add, some of the backgrounds. I mean, there are some marvelous backgrounds that Tim has produced over the years through Stampers Anonymous. I just love. And I love that they don't ever retire things, so you can always get them. So again, just kind of loving adding the color here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So once I've got those all done, and then I decided, I've got these blank ones that I'm going to put the tags on. So I thought, okay, they need a background too. So here I am just kind of stamping those backgrounds. And again, with the different size stamps, it was so easy to kind of decide how I was going to make this card set, because I wanted to use all of the stamps. And so I'm also going to edge all of the pieces with, again, the hickory smoke and my foam tool. So again, I like to add edges. And the other thing you'll see soon is I did end up sewing red thread around each piece. For right now, I'm putting that holly branch back on there, and I need to stamp an image on the front of the envelope case. So again, I'm going to selectively color, so I'll show you how I did that. Again, kind of picking out the barn door for the stamps, and then I'll go ahead and start with the gray. And again, this is hickory smoke, so I went ahead and put it all on the rest of it, and I stamped it, and then I ended up getting out, guess what, my Distress watercolor pencils. I'm having so much fun working with those. They're just really a cool thing to work with. So you can see I've colored it there. So now I'm going to put the envelope together, and what I'm showing you there is that I scored 1/4 of an inch from the initial line because I wanted to be able to create a box. So here you can see that's where I've sewed red thread all the way around all of the pieces, the tags and the backgrounds. And so now I'm using that plaid stencil. It's THS 134 to add with lumberjack plaid. Look at how that really just kind of makes that background pop. I thought the tags were just kind of a little boring without some sort of a color contrast. So now I've taken a couple of tags and I am inking them in lumberjack plaid first, the Merry Christmas, and then I'm making sure it's dry, and then I'm putting my embossing ink over the top so that I can add clear embossing powder just to really kind of add a pop. And I did this both on the 2 tags for the tag cards and also the entire fronts. I went ahead and embossed this at the bottom. So you can kind of see how I'm going to put that together. So again, here are the final cards. I just love the softness of them, the great color, and just really fun. So again, that wasn't quite the final card. I misspoke here. I needed to pull out my tart cranberry. And when I'm doing splatters, I use the tubes in these things because I don't trust myself to spray anywhere near the front. So I would end up with a total covered front. So again, I'm just kind of splattering here, and I'll go ahead and do the envelope as well. The envelope box, I guess I should say. So again, here we go. Just kind of splatter, splatter, splatter. And then I did go ahead and heat dry before I'm putting the box together. So now I'm going to assemble the box. And I always put my card sets with the envelopes inside because that helps me get the box straight. And you can see here I'm using red tape 1/4 inch. I like to use this when I'm doing projects that need better adhesive. So again, this red tape is just perfect for that. So again, I've got my tape on there, and now I'm just kind of picking the protective layer on. And you can see here I've got the cards in there, and I'm just going to make sure that I get it lined up so that it is box-like and even. That's an important thing here. So again, I've got that all done. And the last thing I'm going to do is stamp the envelope. So I found this December 24th stamp, and this is from the vintage holiday stamp set. And again, I just pulled that one and just decided to do it on the front of the cream colored envelopes. So again, I'll give you a tour here. So again, there it is, tied up with, of course, red and white candy striped string. So then when you open it, you can see here that I've used more of that candy stripe twine on the cards. Look at how soft, and they're just really pretty. And there's my envelopes. So again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox presenting for the Funky Junkie. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Blogger, and YouTube. I'd love to have you subscribe. Have a great day.